Hello there, welcome to Year 4 Maths. Hope you're well this morning, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed and ready to go. Our warm-up this morning will be the same format as usual, except that there are no triangles or squares this morning. So as you're working through, have a look and think to yourself, which one of these, or which two of these could I do in my head, and which two do I need to use pencil and paper for? You've got 5 minutes as your target, as usual. If you finish before the 5 minutes, look for alternative methods. Press pause when you're working and play when you're ready for the answers. So press pause now. Okay, question A there, 1/3 of 24. Remember that to find a fraction, you should divide the number, in this case 24, by the denominator, in this case 3, of the fraction. So 24 divided by 3 then equals 8. And then therefore we can say that 1/3 of 24 equals 8. Question B. We've got one of those questions there where they've messed about with the order of the sentence. The question mark, so the answer would equal 8 times 4. Remember, the easiest way to answer this type of question is to switch the order of the sentence. So the question will become 8 times 4 equals the question mark. I've just switched both sides of the equal sign around. In this case, we're just using our 4 times table. So 8 4s, you should all be able to tell me, equals 32. Question C is a similar sort of question. They've messed around with the order of the question again. We've got 456 take away 127. What I would suggest you do is switch the order of the sentence around so that it becomes like this. You know that your answer then, you would need to take this number from this number. So over here then, I've set up column subtraction. We will be using what we call decomposition or exchanging if we need to. And the first thing we've got to do is say 6 take away 7. Now we know that we cannot do that. You can't take 7 away from 6. So we would need to exchange 10 from the tens column and then bring it over to the ones column here. The 6 then becomes 16 because we've added the 10 on. 16 take away 7 will equal 9. We then move back to the tens column. Because we've removed one of the tens, this 5 has become 4. 4 take away 2 equals 2, and then 4 take away 1 equals 3. Final question this morning is 52 divided by 4. This is asking us how many 4s there are in 52. So the first thing I would do, if I was using method 1 here, it's the abstract method of short division, or bus stop is the other name that we call it. I need to line all the columns up properly, draw my bus stop in, and then be ready to go. So the first thing I would say is, how many 4s can I get to go into 5? Well, we know that we can get 1 4 out of 5 into 5, and then we have 1 left over. The 1 we bring across and put it in front of the next number. The number then becomes 12. So 4s into 12 goes 3 times. And our answer, therefore, is 13. Method 2 is about partitioning, and I would partition 52 into 40 and 12. The reason I pick 40 is that it's a nice round number, and we know that 10 4s make 40. So here you can see I've said, okay, 40 divided by 4 equals 10. I've got 12 left over. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. If I then recombine the numbers, 10 add 3 equals 13. And you can see that we're agreeing our answers between the two methods. Okay, our learning intention this morning is to be able to solve problems using money. So we're going to take the knowledge and everything that we've learned so far this week, and we're going to try and use it and apply it to solving problems this morning. Our star words would be decimal, pounds, tenth, compare, whole, pence, and hundredth. And we're moving into our in focus task. Now, person here wants to buy these items, has he got enough to pay for them? So we've got this item is £2.63, this item is £1.26, this item is £2.80. Has he got enough money to pay for them? I'm going to ask you to pause the video in a moment and just have a little think about what you might need to know to be able to answer this question, what you might need to do to be able to answer this question. When you're ready, press play and we'll come back and visit this later on. Okay, let's learn. So we can see here, this item is costing £2.63. If I wanted to break that up into coins, I could have £2, 50, 60, 3. This bottle here is £1.26. So we've got the pound, 25, 6. Now, what we could do to find out whether we've got, to add these two together, if we wanted to, there are two methods. We could partition both prices, and then we could add the pounds together. So £2 plus £1, as you can see down here, is £3. And then we could add the pence together. So 63 plus 26, you can see we've used column method here, is 89. If we recombine, then we've got £3.89. So these two together, added together, makes £3.89. And then we need to add in the final price here. So it would be £3.89, which we've already got, and then we're adding £2.80. So we could do the same again. So we could say, we could add the pounds together. So we could say, okay, down here we've got £3 plus £2 is £5. And then we could add what's left. So we've got the 89 and the 80. So add those two together, and that gives us £1.69. If we recombine then, £5 plus £1.69 would leave us with £6.69. So altogether, these items cost £1.69. It is possible then to calculate change. Okay, so here we know that we've got £7, which if we broke up, we could break up into £6 and £1. And we could say to ourselves, okay, if we know we had £7 to begin with, we could take away 6 here. So we've got the 6, and we're going to take away the £6 from the price. So £6 take away £6 would leave us with nothing left. So no pounds left. And then we've got one more pound, which we then have to take away the 69. So £1 or 100 pence, take away 69 pence, would leave us with 31. The change would be 31 pence. This last box here, the 100 take away 69, we could show it pictorially if we were not too sure. So we've got a pound here, we've got 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. If I wanted to take away, if I wanted to take away 69 pence, then what I could do is cross out the 69. So I've got crossed out 60, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see that I've got left 10, 20, 30, 1 pence. So that's showing you what we've done in this box here. Okay, moving into our guided practice section then. So we've got here a menu in a cafe, and it tells you there are 2 different prices. You've got a sit-down price, as if you're sitting in the cafe and eating, or a takeaway price, which we're kind of all doing at the moment. You've got at the bottom here, chap's gone in, he's decided he's going to eat in the cafe, and he's bought this item and a cup of coffee. So it looks like a cake and a cup of coffee. And it will be the sit-down prices. Now, I want to know how much he has had to spend. And if I wanted to here, the first thing I would need to do would be to work out the cost of each one. Okay, so the sit-down price of the lemon tart is £2.10, and the sit-down price of the cup of coffee is £2.65. So we've got those two prices here. Then I need to think about what I'm going to do to add those two together. Now I could, if I wanted to, use column addition if I was feeling confident about using decimal points, or I could partition and recombine. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the partitioning and recombining method. And you've got here, we're adding the pounds together first. You can see that there are £2 and £2. So if we add those together, obviously we get £4. We've now got the pence left, the pennies left, and we've got 65 pence and 10 pence. Try and put the most significant figure first. So 65 plus 10 will give you 75 pence. We then would need to recombine the figures. So £4 plus 75 will give you £4.75. And that is how much these two items will cost in total if you go into the cafe and sit down. Okay, so the first thing she needed to do was work out what each was going to cost. So the takeaway price of the lemon tart was £1.80, and the takeaway price of the granola bar was £1.65. First thing she's going to do then is add the £2 together, the pound and the pound. So £1 plus £1 is £2. We should all know that. And then we've got the pence. So we've got 80 pence and 65. Well, if we add 80 and 65 together, we get £1.45. And then finally, we recombine. So we have £2 plus £1.45 will mean that she has spent a total of £3.45. Okay, guided practice here, we've got something slightly different. This young lady has gone into the shop. She's buying a coffee to take away, and she's paying with a £5 note. What change would she get? So the first thing we'd need to do is work out how much the coffee would cost. So we know that to take away a cup of coffee is going to cost £2.40. So our calculation then is going to be £5 take away £2.40. The £5 take away £2 would be £3, and then take away 40 pence would leave us with £2.60. Okay, so now it's your turn. We've got here, this is ramping things up a little bit, a bit trickier. Young man's gone into the shop. He's got a £10 note with him. He wants to buy 2 coffees to sit down and also a lemon tart to sit down and eat. Has he got enough money to buy these? So press pause while you're thinking, and then press play when you're ready for me to go through the answers with you. Okay, so following the method we've been using all the way through this morning, the first thing we need to do is work out how much each of these items will cost. So the sit-down cost of the cups of coffee are £2.65, and we had 2 of them. The sit-down cost of the lemon tart was £2.10, and we have 1 of them. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do, remember, is add up the number of pounds. So we've got £2 and £2 and £2 will give us £6. We then have 65 and 65, that's what's left from these two prices, and then 10 pence. And if we're going to add them together, 65 and 65 would be 130 or £1.30, and then we'd add 10 on, will give us £1.40. We then, of course, need to recombine. So we've got £6 plus £1.40 will give us £7.40. So the question at the beginning, was there enough money? Yes, there was. He would need some change, which if he was counting back from £10 would be £2.60, but he definitely has enough money to buy them. Okay, now we're moving on to the independent learning section for this morning. Please complete worksheet 5 on pages 50 and 51 of your workbook. Press pause while you're working and press play when you're ready at the end. Okay, so let's just return to the in focus task at the beginning of the lesson. We had a young man wanted to go to buy these 3 items, okay, in the shop. The question was, did he have enough money to pay for them? Now, if we wanted to hear what we've been doing all the way along, is we would add 2 prices together, and then when we've combined those 2 prices, we would add the third. The big question here was whether he had enough money. So if we were to look at this, the first thing we would need to do, if we perhaps took these 2 prices, which would be, would add the £2 together. So we've got £2 plus £1 would be £3. Then we'd have the 63 and the 26, which if we added those together would be 89. So we've got £3.89. Then we're going to add the £2 on here, £5.89, and then plus 80 would be £6.69. So did he have enough money to pay for things? Yes, he did. He had £7 going in. He did have enough money. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.